Good evening from the newsroom. The news for this Friday, 2nd of June. The Supreme Court has dismissed the case of possession of suspected turtle meat against 8 soldiers. Amongst them, 4 are from the Air Force and 4 from the ordinary forces. They had all been suspected of some involvement in the poaching and possession of around 38 kilos of fresh and salted turtle meat. The Valabji couple, Mukesh and Laura, have lost their recusal case against Chief Justice Ronnie Govinden in the Supreme Court. They were asking the Chief Justice to recuse himself from the anti-corruption and firearms cases.
The Valabji couple made several allegations to support their case, such as they had a social friendship with the Chief Justice, that he had personal animosity towards them, and that the Chief Justice is a material witness in the firearms case. The Chief Justice denied the allegations. Judge Burham, who had the responsibility to rule on the recusal case, found that the facts relied on by the Valabji couple bear no merit, that the unsupported and vague facts seeking recusal were not sufficient. The court also observed that the Valabji couple has not explained why they brought the application 16 months after the case was assigned to the Chief Justice, when the alleged events and circumstances were well known to them at the outset of the case. The court also agreed with the prosecution that a last-minute application for recusal has been filed to derail and delay the hearing of the case, which in fact did occur.
Preparations for the celebrations of the Constitutional and National Days later this month are well underway. Members of the organizing committee met with the press this afternoon to present the program of activities.
The Constitution and National Day Committee has announced that for this year they want members of the public on Pralet and Ladzig to be more involved in the celebrations of the Constitution Day on the 18th of June. So aside from the flag-raising ceremony, there will be a cultural fair and musical show at Grand Trans Pralet and a cultural show on Ladzig. Seychelles is celebrating 30 years of its constitution this year, and as customary, the flag-raising ceremony will be held on the 3 main islands, first on Mahé at 8:30 a.m., on Ladzig at 11 a.m., and on Pralet at 3 p.m. For the National Day on the 29th of June, celebrations will start on the day itself. There will be a national fair as from 10 a.m. up to 10 p.m. The highlight of the day will be the traditional parade, which will consist of some 30 platoons, both military and civilians. There will also be the participation of foreign military platoons from UAE, India and France. The parade is scheduled to start at 4:30 p.m. along the Constitution Avenue in Victoria. The celebrations will carry on over the weekend with a musical show on Friday the 30th. On Saturday and Sunday, there will be a flower market at the Mayor's office and street bazaar in town. Designated Minister Jean-François Ferrari, who is also the chairman of the committee, has called upon everyone to join in the celebration.
The Department of Tourism has organized its strategic meeting to keep its partners up to date with its objectives. While the meeting is keeping a focus on the marketing of the destination, the department has reoriented the strategic meeting, which will now serve as an annual gathering of key figures in the tourism sector, offering an invaluable opportunity for collaboration and engagement with partners. The Principal Secretary for Tourism, Sherin Francis, says that tourism is an industry that affects everyone, and it is important that the department communicates its directions with its partners, especially those needed by the tourism department to achieve its objectives. The minister responsible for tourism, Sylvestre Radogon, in his opening remarks, re-emphasized the fact that everything we do, good or bad, has an effect on our tourism industry.
Every harassment that a visitor has on a beach or anywhere, any service that is below par, or anything else that we do, as I said, don't do, does a disservice to the industry, to this destination. And we've got to be careful of that. We say that when we look at the number of repeat visitors to Seychelles. Some establishments do very well. They get a lot of repeat visitors. But overall, nationally, the percentage of repeat visitors to Seychelles is very low. Very, very low. There must be a reason for it. We're analyzing it to find out why. Which means then that we have, for every visitor that comes, and most of the time, of course, they would obviously be a first visitor to the islands, there's a lot of money that has been put behind for the marketing. So we cannot afford, after all the work that has been done, for us to find a visitor that arrives here and then goes away dissatisfied.
Activities have been held in state schools across the country today for children to celebrate Children's Day, which was yesterday, the 1st of June. President Wevolom Kalawan was at Bello School, where he addressed the students. He placed emphasis on the need for a solid family to support and give love to the children and for the children to take their studies more seriously. Also present at the special ceremony held to celebrate Children's Day were the British High Commissioner, Patrick Lynch, who is a resident of Bel-Air District, where the school is situated, the district's MNA, the Minister for Education, Dr. Justin Valentin, and other officials. As part of the activities, teachers and pupils performed songs as well as dances and poems.
For this day, it's quite special for us because we've got the acceptance of the president to be here with us as a guest, but we wanted to celebrate Children's Day at a bigger splendor this year. Due to COVID that we were sort of inside, we couldn't celebrate. So this year we wanted to go out and do something big for our kids.
Research done by a group of researchers from the University of Zurich has now established a genome, which is a genetic code that controls the body of a tortoise and the way it functions. This code is in the DNA in all the cells of a tortoise. The group of researchers started their research in 2020, and they conducted it with the help of the Seychelles Island Foundation and the Indian Ocean Tortoise Alliance. The main aim of the research is to continue to conserve tortoises. The group presented the results in a ceremony which brought together tortoise lovers, colleagues of the SIF and others.
We sampled individuals from Aldabra Atoll. Total of 30 individuals were incorporated in the study so that we could show the genetic structure of the wild population. Reference genome is one of the fundamental tools for genomic analysis. We can basically build up on this tool. And currently, I have several projects regarding the genomics of Aldabra giant tortoises. First, we are trying to understand the overall picture of their genetic diversity, genetic variation in the wild. For this, we have been working with almost 150 Aldabra giant tortoises in general, so in total. So this is one project. Another project of ours is trying to understand chronological age of the individuals by looking at their epigenetic patterning. For this, we use this reference genome, and we need some known age individuals to sample. And for this field work, we're looking for individuals with estimated known age within 5 years. And with this information, hopefully, we will learn a lot more about the population dynamics in the wild or in the rewilded population.
Have a very pleasant evening.